Hey friend, let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly bored? Not the waiting in traffic kind. I'm talking about the soul silent, nothing's happening, every idea kinda sucks kind of boredom. You see, in today's dopamine heavy world, boredom gets a bad rap. But what if I told you it's not your enemy? It's your creative reset button? And welcome to Business Brain, where we don't just talk business, we talk the feelings, the silence, and the sparks behind it. Today's episode is titled Boredom Always Precedes a Period of Great Creativity, and we are about to prove it. Let's take you back to 2020. The world had just shut down. The pandemic had paused life like never before. Shops had closed, malls were ghost towns, airports felt like movie sets in a zombie flick, and in the corporate world, chaos at first, followed by eerie stillness. Zoom calls replaced strategy rooms, marketing departments stopped spending, designers had no briefs, content creators stared at blank screens, and business leaders, well, they waited, and the world got bored. But here's the twist inside that collective silence, creativity was incubating. Now, here's a story that will hit close to home. Let's talk about the rise of Clubhouse, a drop in audio app that exploded in early 2021. But where did it come from? And why did people suddenly crave voice only conversations in an era ruled by flashy visuals and videos? Here's the behind the scenes and behind the scenes scoop. The founders of Clubhouse were in a creative slump. They had been experimenting with failed products before the pandemic. Then 2020 hit, and the boredom hit harder. Like most entrepreneurs, they had nowhere to go, no events to attend, and no launches to plan. But it was in that stillness they noticed something subtle. People missed real human connection, not likes, not DMs, voice, intimacy, spontaneity. They built Clubhouse as a side project, not expecting much. But it spread like wildfire. Why? Because millions of people got really bored and were suddenly open and desperate for stimulation, depth, and authenticity. The same people who once had endless meetings now sat in rooms talking about philosophy, music, startups, finance, love, pain, everything. Clubhouse filled a vacuum born from global boredom. It was creativity that emerged not despite the stillness but because of it. And it's not just Clubhouse. Designers who once followed client briefs like clockwork were now free. No deadlines, no campaigns, so they made weird stuff, passion projects, illustrations, digital art, and some of them launched even NFTs. Others rebranded themselves completely. That boring stretch became their renaissance. Marketing teams that felt irrelevant suddenly had time to listen to their audience instead of just selling to them. They ran polls, they asked questions, they were human, and brands like Zomato and Swiggy exploded on social media, not with discounts, but with empathy and wit. Their Twitter account became the modern day poets of marketing, all born during the so called boring lockdown days. Now let's zoom into a fictional brand inspired by real stories, say Aqualoom Technologies, a company that made mid-tier water pumps. Before 2020, they were just another vendor in a competitive market. The pandemic hit and demand froze. Their showroom shut. Their dealers stopped calling, the design team bored, the R&D team on standby, but something happened. Someone from the marketing team asked, what if we taught our audience how to fix pump issues at home using reels? The designers, hungry to do something cool, jumped in. The research guys, bored stiff, turned into on-camera DIY experts. It wasn't planned, it was strategic. And it was born from the sheer discomfort of creative inactivity. Fast forward 6 months, they have fixed it with flow. Video series went viral. Not only did they regain attention, they built a brand identity noted and in education and empowerment. Not here's the truth. Dear listener, boredom isn't a signal to panic. It's a pause before a leap. It's your mind preparing the soil for ideas that wouldn't survive in chaos. In the business world, we have been taught to optimize every second. But some of the best campaigns, the most powerful products, and the most magnetic brand comes not when we are productive, but when we are bored enough to feel again. If you are in a creative team, whether you are a designer, a writer, a market brand analyst, or even an intern, don't run from boredom. Sit with it, let it speak. Maybe your next breakthrough isn't a new tool or a trend. Maybe it's a quiet random idea you doodle when nothing else is working. That's how new movements are born. And if you're a business leader, give your team space. Boredom may look like stillness, but inside, it's where intuitive thoughts bruise, where observation deepens, where new paths quietly whisper to be followed. So here's your business bay prompt for the week. When nothing is happening, what could be waking up inside you? Because boredom isn't the end of inspiration, it's the waiting room, and creativity, it's about to call your name. Thanks for joining us today. If this sparks something in you, share it with a teammate who feels stuck and remind them the dullest moment may be the start of something unforgettable. Until next time, stay curious, stay still, and let boredom do its magic.